Hey guys, it's Yon. Welcome back to the Yon Gaming Show and another episode of Mindustry Basics. Where we left off, I showed you guys how to create power and to have electrical weapons or energy weapons. So in this one, we're going to show you some other guns that you can place and maybe some more complicated stuff with when it comes to the conveyors and some of the stuff that you actually use to manufacture other things. So, to make more advanced things, you need other materials, and in some cases you have to make them. So like when we look at our steam generation here, we need graphite and silicon. Those are things we need to make. In this case, I don't think we have sand. Do we have sand? No, in this map we don't have sand, so in some levels you can't make stuff. So if you wanted to make a larger battery, you need titanium. I don't know why I have titanium. I must have put it in my loadout by mistake, but just for when you guys get titanium, if you wanted to build one of these, you just place it like that, and then you add an extra, I think it's 5,000 capacity. Is it 5,000 or 50,000? 50,000 capacity. So that's going to give us a big chunk more power, which is great, because if I'm going to show you bigger energy weapons, you need more power. So let's take a look at what we have here. So the next gun that I want to talk about is the scatter, because probably between these two, you're going to build probably the arc first and the scatter after, because the flying units don't come until later waves. So we'll place one here because it uses lead as its first basic ammunition, and we'll stick a router there. So now it's going to start spitting it into there. So we get a flying unit. This is an anti-aircraft unit. It's going to start firing at the... Oh, here we go. We got a wave coming. Oh, yeah, our little divider walls here are seeing some damage. So what we'll do is, because by now you would have upgraded the large walls, let's place the large walls. So now, because what'll happen is they're shooting a little by little through these and keep going, but eventually they'll start coming through on the other sides, and you don't want that, because you kind of build based off the fact that you go, this area is safe, and when they come in, they can make a huge mess of your base. So in this case, we'll just get rid of that. So they'll start hopefully focusing more on this area where the guns are. And you get higher level walls later in the game, like in this case, titanium. So let's see here. What was I... Okay, so our scatter anti-aircraft, what we'll do is we're going to have it come up here because we want to load a couple of scatters up top here. And then we bring it back down to the core as well. So what you can do is you say, well, Yon, I can only build 2, but you can build on both sides of the conveyor. And when you place that router, it's going to alternate between them. And why not, we'll put one more right here. This is a little overkill for this level because I don't even know if we'll get flying units, but just to show you guys, it's going to load all these. If you get water pumping to these, I'm pretty sure it's their range gets bigger. That dotted yellow circle is the range. So we're fully, the core is protected because it's all within that circle. So there's that type of gun. And then we have what has got to be my favorite gun in this game, which is called the Lancer. It's a lot bigger, so you have to be careful when you're doing this because you might have to move some conveyor belts to make this big behemoth fit. You place it, it takes power, it's fully charged. When these guys show up, they're in for a rude awakening. And you can see we're still good on energy. We're still in the pluses. It's always important to be in the pluses. So we must not be getting enough coal to... Okay, so here's a great opportunity here. We can talk about... If you have graphite, you can go to the pneumatic drill, which gives us a much faster drill, which will allow you to spit out more coal faster and fill these power plants quicker. So I don't know if this is probably... For long term, I don't know if that's great, because we want all of them to kind of get an equal amount of coal. There we go. So that'll kind of even it out a little bit more. See, these ones have farther to go before they get here than these ones do. So that's why these top ones are filling quicker. So again, you have to look at that as well. In this situation here, we have this coal here that we could be utilizing. So let's do that. We'll just throw some drills on like that. And we'll funnel it all. And what we want to do is we want to funnel it all towards the power plants. So here, if we do this, it'll jump into this conveyor, and we don't want that. So what we want is it to go through the conveyor, which is done by a junction. So when you place a junction, wherever this goes, it'll go straight through, and this material will go straight through. So we want the coal to go through and not end up on that lead conveyor belt. But we also want it to end up, for this situation, I want it to end up in these conveyors as well. So then we just take our conveyors and place them. We gotta be careful that we make sure they all connect. And all of these are connected, so they're all spitting coal out. See how they go through? Oh, see? Are we still? Oh, they broke through. Yeah. So we're in trouble here, so I'm gonna place a couple more arcs here to hopefully hold the line for us here. See what I mean? Like, because I wasn't paying attention to this wall, they broke through, and because there's so many guns here now the game is trying to find a better way to get through. So if I was playing this actual campaign, I would have built guns up here already, but just because we're showing you the basics here, I don't want to get too involved, and I'll just place these here because why not? The computer will at a certain point just go, okay, these guns are too much, let's find a better way. And having like copper up here is great because you can pump it through in different directions, and we could launch right now, but we're not quite done yet. But now here's a prime example. You see all these conveyor belts are damaged, and this power node is at 0 because there's no power going to it. So now let's reconnect the power. So now everything's got power again. Let's fix our conveyor. And when I'm placing stuff here, you can see that there's a node here because that's where the power node used to be. I'm just sticking it over here this time. That's not a big deal. You're allowed to change it up. So see how we have all this coal coming through here now? Now it's a little too much for the other end. So now we're just getting silly here. I mean, we wouldn't do this in the actual game because you'd probably just build another power plant down where that coal is. But here's an example of now we're going to jam up everything. But what we could do is we could build more power plants along here and route it all in there. But for this tutorial, I'm not going to get too crazy with that. So we need silicon for more lancers. We've only got one. So if we go in our factory here, we can go, there's a graphite press. I'm pretty sure we can make graphite. Yeah, graphite only requires coal. Silicon. Silicon, you hit the little question mark, it tells you it requires sand and coal. So we can't make that on this map because there's no sand as far as I can tell. But we can make some graphite. So what you do is you're going to place your graphite presses because we've got a lot of coal coming in. So I'm going to place 2. And then we put conveyor belts into them and conveyors coming out and route them over this way and back to the core because they have to get to the core. Remember, we need to get them to the core. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's not the best way. Let's go up and around. I want it to go past this one and over here and into the core. So again, we're going to use a junction, put it there. And I mean, when you get better at this, you can be building these, all the materials running up to you. And now we need a router, because we want it to start feeding it in. And now it's going to start spitting out graphite, which is great, because we need it to make more advanced things. I can't remember, do I need silicon for the... Yeah, I need silicon as well. We need titanium for this big battery. I don't know where I'm getting titanium from. It's just like magically showing up. I'll have to look into that. So, again, a lot of the more advanced stuff needs titanium, which is on a different level. Silicon, you make solar panels. Solar panels are very, like, low power. Like, they're way less than these combustion generators. But if you need, like, to augment some power, or you need a couple of guns power that are really far away from your main base, then I guess they would work alright. And now that we have graphite coming in, we can build these pneumatic drills. So I'll show you those. So we'll just, all you do is delete the drills you got, and just go 1, 2, and now these drills move, like, they just faster, just generally faster. So now you got that going for you. When you get enough, you can upgrade all of these to pneumatic, and they'll go much faster. I guess we're only building one Lancer in this one. Oh, here they come again. What do these ones take? Do these graphite? These are called hails. These are like an artillery round shooter. So you can place these ones and get routers going to these ones. Oops. That's not correct. We want them on the graphite line. So we'll just place 3 of them here just to show you. Because later on, other weapons take, you know, other material other than just copper. So, but you see their circles really far, so they'll shoot artillery shells all the way out to where the enemies are coming in. So that's great as well. So let's see, what else can I show you guys here that I've got the ability to... How did I get silicon again? Okay, I don't know where I'm getting this, like, magical material from. Oh well. Let's build another Lancer, because we can. Okay, so there, now we've got 2 of them. Now, I'm going to show you guys something. If you put one of these water extractors beside one of these Lancers, they shoot much faster. But in this situation, we're kind of cramped here. So what you'd have to do in this situation is move over like this and kind of bring the conveyor around, which is gonna mess up some of your work here because you want it to come up here. So in this situation, I'm just gonna do it like this just to show you guys. You would never stop this because you need more more stuff coming. These water extractors require power, but you see there's water in the gun now, so this Lancer is going to shoot faster, like a lot faster. Oh, what was that? Oh, those were the exploding ones. Okay, yeah, there's a type of enemy that just blows up. They're like a walking grenade essentially, and they blow up on walls to try to take out the walls. So, but for now, we've got this all sorted out. In this situation here, we're a little boned because this copper isn't going to come back. So what you could do is you could just set a router to here to fill that and just have it come back to the core. And now you're getting material coming up here, but then most of it is going back into the core, so you're not losing out on that production. Because you've got it thumbed off here and then thumbed off again, because obviously in this situation these guns aren't being filled fast enough. I mean, what you could do is place a couple of those there and put a couple routers there as well, and now you've got a couple more guns. But again, it's not going to fill them to the point where this conveyor's, see again, it's backing up again, so that's something to look into. So okay, so now we've got lots of power. Graphite is going now, so that's great. Let's see what else we can build right now. So what you've got different setups here, like we've got a kiln. You put lead and sand and metaglass comes out. that's something you would need if you wanted to pipe pipe material to like water, if you wanted to move water to other places, or if you had a big lake and some pumps, which is another thing you can do. You can pump water. So that's some other stuff, you know what? But you know what, guys? I think I'm gonna... We got 10 seconds to the next wave. Let's see what kind of guns or guys we got. Between these Hales and the Lancers and all the duos and the arcs, I don't think we're gonna have a problem. Well, let's just see if this wave can... Well, let's see what kind of wave it is. If it's the exploding guys again, then we're... No, we got some fire dudes coming. Only 2 of them. That's interesting. I guess in this map, we're not really super far in the game yet, so it just kind of alternates between the 2. But they're burning the walls as they walk by, because it's considered an enemy structure, right? So just watch this Lancer here. It shoots like 2 times as fast now, because normally it would go, it would fire, and then it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, fire, because they have that buildup of energy before it shoots. But so many guns now, and we've got material coming in. You can see the different materials we have coming in now. I don't know where I'm getting silicon from. I don't know. I'm not making anything that makes silicon. Just graphite, lead, and copper, but oh well. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave this episode here. You know what? I think that's going to be it for a while. I'm going to leave this as episode 3, because this is like just a basics thing, and now I'm starting to get into a little more advanced stuff. Maybe I'll make some episodes with more advanced techniques, with like machines and stuff that like to fill, because right now this is like the most basic machine right here, is just spitting it in here, no power required, they just make it and it comes out. So maybe I'll make an episode with some more advanced production, maybe some more advanced power as well, because you can go all the way up to like thorium reactors and some other ones that are just insane, that produce so much power. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know how I'm doing in the comments. And as always, happy gaming.